Cuando se hable de música tienen que hablar de mí. Tito pusieron la panty cuando sintieron el kick.
But for a second, I had translation on the bottom. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Empire 161 Show, Season 5, Episode 7, for those who are counting. And, we're opening up at Luis Heels. Warm-up music. I don't have to call it walk-up music because it's like batter things. But it is made in Qatar by Ozuna. And we're hoping it's accurate. But, Luis Hill had himself quite a start that we'll be talking about in a little bit earlier today. Thanks for joining us this Sunday evening. If you're joining us on Facebook, if you're joining us on YouTube, or X, or wherever you found your other than the podcast, we always appreciate the support. I'm excited to talk about some Yankees baseball here. I'm Ed, and with me as always is Lisa. Lisa, what is going on?
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us. We are so excited to talk about this week because it was one of the best weeks of Yankees baseball that we've seen in a while. Not only did they win both of the series that we're going to talk about, they're on a 7-game winning streak. I don't want to say that too loud because if something happens tomorrow, I don't want to be blamed. But we love it. We love it when they sweep series. We love it when everybody contributes to the hitting parade. All of those things. And Aaron Judge is getting his hitting groove back like Stella.
Yeah, that's safe to say. I think the speculation that a lot of us did, trying to figure out what the heck was wrong with him, I think those, again, knocking on wood, that those days are behind him because the captain has definitely seemed to have found the stroke at the plate. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and that we will be talking about a bunch. We did have to take the week off last week. Just scheduling could not quite nail it down. It is what it is. But the Yanks have been rolling for quite some time now. So, at least it mentioned on a 6-game winning streak now, but it's more than that. Like they've been playing 7. But they also had the loss mixed in, but then they also, won more than that at a time. So they've been in a pretty good chunk of pretty good stretch right here. So, just hopefully keep on rolling, man. Just do what you got to do, no matter who's on the schedule.
The most important thing is we don't need you to have a 10, 20-game winning streak. I just need you to keep winning your series. That's all I want.
Exactly. Keep taking 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, mixing some sweeps when you're facing teams like the White Sox and, Detroit has come back down to earth now too. I know that was the series prior, but it's been good. It's been good times here, and we're gonna talk all about it. Anyone who's watching who's a Yankees fan who's also a Knicks fan, I know they dropped Game 7 earlier today, so that sucks. But hey, they had a damn good season too. A lot of injuries started piling up, but future looks bright for them, as it does currently for the Yankees. So you can shift a little bit more of your focus with the Yankees now, because those of us who do the juggling act, it's all over the place. So,
And we still have another team to think about.
Yes. Also for those as myself, let's say behind me over here with the New York Rangers in the Eastern Conference Finals. So there's a lot of big stuff going on there too. So yeah, a lot of stuff in New York sports is pretty good shape right now, I would say.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's jump right into it then. Let's get to the Yanks' previous series against the Twins. So, listen, Twins rolling into this series had won some crazy thing, like it was like 17 out of 20 or something like that. But
yeah, it was impressive.
We kind of know how it goes when the Yankees play the Twins. It just seems it's incredible. It doesn't matter. The names change, the numbers change. But the Yankees just own the Twins. It's ridiculous. So,
you know what? Before we get into it, I'm just gonna stay humble.
No, I absolutely.
The Yankees used to own the Orioles, and you saw what happened in their first series this year. So you never know what happens. But yes, I agree with you. The Yankees tend to do pretty well when they play the Twins.
No, but it's just it's. I think it's a little different with the Twins because it's like the Twins could be red hot like they were. The Twins are winning their division, and just none of it seems to matter. Like it's wild. It's just for whatever it is, it is. But the Yanks did start off that series though last Tuesday by taking that one by a final of 5-1. Carlos Rodon got his 4th win of the season. He went 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run. No walks, which is essential for him because that's usually the bugaboo there, along with the home run aspect. But we'll talk more about that when we get to his start from earlier today. 6 strikeouts. Giancarlo Stanton, who's been swinging a pretty good bat himself, 2 for 5 with a 9th home run of the season. Anthony Volpe, 2 for 5 with an RBI and a double. Alex Verdugo chipped in with 1 for 4 and 2 RBIs. And Oswaldo Cabrera was 2 for 3 with an RBI of his own. So
everybody on the team had at least 1 hit.
Yeah, which doesn't happen very often, right? Like
not happen very often.
You know, like the way it works is that there's guys who are hitting, there's other, like it's rare that the entire lineup is clicking at the same time. And as we've seen right now, you know, there's a couple of guys who have caught fire. So. Nice way to start the series there.
I have a fun fact.
Good.
Juan Soto, when he had a walk in the game, it was his 669th. He passed somebody. This is one of those random stats. He passed somebody for the most before turning 26. Do you know who that was? Very famous.
Ted Williams.
No. A Yankee.
Oh, a Yankee. All right. Ruth?
Close.
Gehrig?
Nope.
Oh.
Up there, though. All the famous. Like, very famous.
Maggio?
No, okay. That's it. 3 strikes, you're out. Mickey Mantle.
Wow, that's where I was going next. That's kind of usually the line you would go in. Okay. All right. At first, obviously, I was thinking just all around baseball and stuff like that, but
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, dude's a walk machine. I mean, he works every single counts where you see him have like a 3-pitch bat at bat. But the Yanks would take the second game of the series by a final 4-0. Marcus Stroman would bounce back and kind of like get his groove back as well, picking up his 3rd win of the season, pushing his record to 3-2. He went 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, which has been his issue there. The control's been not great. 2 strikeouts. But the story of this game, Aaron Judge, 4 for 4, was his 11th home run of the season, which was like in the middle of the second deck, which is a complete bomb. 3 doubles on top of that, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and a walk. I mean, he had himself some kind of game here.
Yep. So his all of his hits in the game, he now leads the league in the whole league in extra base hits in May. So after that game, there were 12, but then he had more in subsequent games.
Yeah, I mean, the big fella's found it. By the way, one thing I wanted to point out here, and it's obviously, I mean, it is what it is. It's who you play, but the Twins' outfield defense was atrocious this entire series. I mean, there was a couple of rockets that were hit, but I'm like, come on, dude. What is this? It was just something I noticed. Just all around, like their outfield defense is highly questionable. We'll put it that way. And the Yanks would go ahead and take the matinee the next day to sweep the series by a final of 5-0. Clark Schmidt had the best start of his career, pushing his records of 5-1. He went 8 innings, 3 hits, no walks, no earned runs, 8 strikeouts. Anthony Volpe, 2 for 5 with his 6th home run of the season. That was to lead off the game. Aaron Judge was 2 for 3 with a run scored and a walk and 2 doubles, so more doubles there. Gleyber Torres was 2 for 4 with an RBI, a run scored, and 2 doubles of his own. So, I mean, the highlight for me is Clark Schmidt. I mean,
absolutely.
It was a talking point that we had for a while now with Schmidt, right? Like he wasn't going past the 5th and 6th inning. And actually, the start before this, he got into the 7th inning.
I know.
Right. So the week that we didn't get to talk about him, he's been kind of like building up to this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see the kid, man. Like he's really growing into like his own now, and it's been awesome to see. I mean, hopefully he can continue pitching to 7-8 innings. I mean, it would really help the bullpen because as we've talked a lot about, like the way that bullpens are used these days, it's hard to get through a season, man. Like relying on the pen for that many outs, like all year long, it's kind of nuts. What? And you got anything further on this one?
No, you mentioned it. It was his career high. He matched his career high 8 strikeouts, and it was the first time that he had 8 shutout innings.
Yeah, so hopefully he can keep on keeping on with that, right?
Yeah.
Man, the Yankees just with the Twins is just astonishing. It just is. It's just mind blowing. Because going into the series, I was like, all right, Yankees, Twins, all right. So the Twins have been hot. You know, this will be like a, you know, real like check mark series, and not particularly. They held them to 1 run over 3 games. 1 run. That's amazing. Completely amazing. But Yanks would return home Friday night, which was also Yankee hockey jersey night, which they didn't look terrible. I mean,
Did you get one?
No, I didn't go. Actually, I did not go to any of the White Sox games. I had the Saturday game, but for reasons I had to trade out of that. Mm-hmm. And I considered trading into one of the other 2. But no, actually, I was supposed to have Murph Guide Friday night, so that blocked me from there. But, you know, for those who are aware of Central Park and stuff, you know. I think it was humid overnight, and they decided to close the park on Friday, so I was kind of annoyed because I probably would have went to that game actually. And a hockey jersey looked all right. I mean, everyone seemed to be. It was actually kind of cool though because Thursday night when the Rangers had clinched their second round series, the Yankees immediately their social media went ahead and will put "Hey Hey Hey," which is part of the Rangers goal song, and they were promoting hockey jersey night. I was like, that's smart. Nice job because there's a lot of Yankees Rangers fans, so like
I have to say, Yankees social media people are very good.
They're on point.
They are so good with everything. They do things really quickly. Mm-hmm. On social media, I love that they have the question. I don't know if they're the ones that started it or not, but I see other teams doing it now. Mm-hmm. I have no idea who started it, but the Yankees have been doing the question of the day for a couple years now, and even during spring training. And the questions of the day are they're so funny. I don't know if you saw the Mother's Day one, but they asked, when's the last time you spoke to your mom? And Luke Weaver, I know we're getting off topic, but I have to share this.
That's fine.
I'm pretty sure it was Luke Weaver was like, it's been like 2 weeks. And then he like pauses and he's like, I gotta call my mom. I'm sorry, Mom. But what was really cute was some of them were like, this morning, my mom lives with me. And I was like, oh.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them even said I live with my mom, which I thought was super cute. And they're not like brand new rookies. Like these are a couple of people who've been on the team for a couple of years. So I thought that was cute. I don't know but it's cute.
I guess it's another reminder, like, you know, that these guys, a lot of them, they're kids. They're in their 20s still. I mean,
they're young, but you know what though? There's a lot of Latino players on the team and Latino family. Like that's we stay together, like, you know.
Yeah.
So
no, absolutely. It's just it's just reminding because as you know when you're a kid and you get into sports and stuff, like you see the players as, oh my God, they're like older and all this other stuff, like they're like the adults, and then over time when you become older than the players, then that's why I caught myself. No, I'm like, oh, that kid's doing good, you know. So I phrase it differently now and stuff like that. So it's just I noticed over time that the way I speak about players changed a little bit, you know, with that over time. All right, well, nonetheless, the Yankees did go ahead and take that one by a final of 4-2. Nestor Cortez picked up his second win of the season. His record's now 2-4. He went 7 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. And there's one thing I will go back to Nestor Cortez in a minute. Clay Holmes picked up his 13th save of the season because things were getting a bit dicey in the 9th inning. Aaron Judge, 1 for 1 with his 12th home run of the season and 3 walks. So obviously the White Sox wanted no part of the red-hot Aaron Judge. 2 runs scored. Giancarlo Stanton, 2 for 4 with his 10th home run of the season. driving in 2 and a double. And that double, he missed another home run by like inches.
Yeah.
It hit off the top of the wall.
Yep.
And bounced back in. So Nestor Cortez to end. I forgot it. I think it was like it was this. I think it was to end the 7th inning.
I had it at the top of the 6th. Unless we're talking about 2 different things.
I'm talking about the whole quick pitch thing. Was it the 6th inning?
Yeah.
Okay, so I stand corrected. The 6th inning there, Nestor goes and tries to want to do one of his, wacky rocking away moves and stuff like that, and throw timing off. Delivers the pitch. The next pitch, he gets it back and just basically tries to quick pitch him. Swing and miss. Should have been strike 3, but Laz Diaz, of course, has to.
Our friend.
Yes, of course. It's CB Buckner, Laz Diaz, Angel Hernandez. When there's some goofy shit happening at home plate, take your pick of which one.
One of them.
Yeah, like it could be like the hat game, or you can decide which one of the 3 is
B.
deciding. Exactly. Always B. Let's go. No, number 2. Yeah, it's just it's. But I got a kick out of it though. Whenever Nestor goes into his like wacky windups.
Oh my god, I love those. He doesn't do that as much anymore, but I do love it. Go ahead.
When nobody on and 2 strikes, that's basically when there's a good chance it's coming though. But go ahead.
My only stat for this one is that Judge and Stanton are now the 2nd pair of teammates to reach double-digit home runs this season. Behind, do you know?
Gonna go Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
Mets.
No.
Teoscar Hernandez.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. So I know it's not Freeman because I got him on my fantasy team, and I would like to see some more home runs. But average and stuff is good.
Let's go, Freddie.
No, because naturally it would have been like, well, Ohtani, Betts, Freddie Freeman. Like, no, we know it's not Freeman. So, all right. Yeah, Teoscar Hernandez having a good season for him.
He is having a good season. Spoiler alert, though. Somebody else joined the 10 home run party for the Yankees in the next game.
He sure did.
Not just 10.
No, he made sure he got into the action. So Yanks went ahead and took care of the White Sox again by the final of 6-1 yesterday afternoon. Luis Gil had himself quite a game, pushing his record to 5-1, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, and 14 strikeouts. We'll get back. I'm sure we'll get back to that in a second.
Okay. I'll wait.
Yes. We discussed this literally yesterday.
I know.
Juan Soto, 4 for 4, 2 home runs, giving him 11 on the season. So, bingo, if your guess was Juan Soto. 3 RBIs, a walk, 2 runs scored. Giancarlo Stanton, 2 for 3, 11 home runs of his own now, 2 RBIs, a walk, and Jose Trevino decided to get in on the home run action. He was 1 for 4 with his 5th home run of the season. So go ahead, Lisa, because I know you have more on Luis Gil.
Yes. You told me this yesterday, and I just thought it was the most precious thing. So, of course, with all the Yankee magic, I'm going to say it's magic because it always seems to happen that way. When somebody comes and throws, the first pitch of the game, something magical always seems to happen. And it happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
My coach from Yankee camp one year, he's a very nice man, El Duque, Orlando Hernandez, threw out the first pitch. And prior to yesterday, he had the record of 13 strikeouts in a game for the Yankees. And then Luis Gil broke that record and got his 14th strikeout of the game while El Duque was there. And I just think that is so, I don't know, it just always happens.
Yes, because the other time when we had mentioned in our softball post game, it made me think immediately of David Cohn's perfect game back in 1999, where, if you recall, was on Yogi Berra Day, and Don Larson threw out the first pitch to Yogi Berra, who threw the perfect game in 1956 World Series. So
Yeah.
it's just things like that seem to happen. It's wild. It's just
Yeah, it really is.
crazy things out there in the universe. So thing I did want to mention regarding Aaron Judge, though, is even though he wasn't mentioned in his box score, but players in MLB's modern era with at least 15 extra base hits, 10 walks, and an on-base percentage of 600 over the span of a dozen games. All right? So Judge has done that over his last 12.
Mm-hmm.
But the only others who have ever done this, Babe Ruth in 1921, Ty Cobb in 1925, Rogers Hornsby in 1928, Mel Ott in 1929. So if you just want to put into some kind of context with how hot Judge has been, he's just been absolutely on fire.
Yeah.
And thing I know some we'll save it for the end, but guess which rotation leads the ERA? Leads MLB in ERA.
Ooh! I know.
Lisa, go.
The New York Yankees.
Yes, with a 2.87 ERA. That big question that a lot of people had was like, oh, the pitching is a question mark here. And again, I'm knocking on wood here with this. And no Garrett Cole.
I was just gonna say that. And no Garrett Cole, no ace.
So you would it would be a pretty good assumption that this is going to get better once Cole is back in the fold, which has been a lot of good reports that he's making great progress coming up. So exciting stuff, man. I know the question marks were Rodon and Nestor, right? Like even we talked about it on our first episode of the season. Yeah. But they've been pitching well.
The only thing questionable about Carlos Rodon is the shirts that he's being forced to wear.
Well, that's a whole nother story. That is something we've discussed to the extent on the show, and his wife has even gotten into it on Twitter about it too. So she was even threatening to make him wear an undershirt now and all this other stuff, which I don't know how he doesn't. That's bizarre to me.
Oh, I don't know how. Yeah. Ugh.
Especially now, like when we all have these like dry fit shirts and like Nike, I'm sure supplies them with tons of them. That's the whole point, is for them to absorb the sweat. Yeah. And that's not an out for Nike because of this whole fiasco, because they're one of the three parties involved in this crap, the horrendous uniform situation. But you could help it do a little. And they have sleeveless ones, so he can't act like it's constricting or anything like that, because it's absolutely not. But Yanks would complete the sweep earlier today by a final of 7-2. The aforementioned Carlos Rodon picked up his 5th win of the season, pushing his record to 5-2. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He did allow 2 home runs, but they were solo shots. Mm-hmm. And weird fact, this is just an odd thing, he has allowed 10 home runs this season now, all solo home runs.
Oh, wow.
Right? That's weird. It's just odd.
That is weird.
But I will say, hey, if you're going to yield home runs, let them be solo shots, so at least it minimizes the damage to an extent.
Absolutely.
So, Aaron Judge, though, 1 for 4 with his 13th home run of the season, driving in 2. Jose Trevino, 1 for 4, also driving in 2. John Birdie, 2 for 3 with his first home run as a Yankee, driving in 3 of his own. So, Yanks just rolling, and they are just, it's just been nice to see. Like they've been good all season, but they had that little swollen and stuff like that, and there will be ebbs and flows of the season and everything, but they're definitely on a heater, these days. So, and they will continue their homestand when they welcome the Mariners into town, which we'll get to that a little bit in a second. All right, so let's do our awards as we normally do. The top of the heap hitter of the week, and Lisa, you can go first. Who do you got?
Probably have the same person. Let's see. We do this every now and then. I went with the captain. Is that who you picked?
Obviously.
Obviously. All right.
Obviously. I don't think there was a choice.
No, there really wasn't. He was on top of all the stats. Like, nobody else had any other stats above him this week on the team. So, he has a 500 average for the week. His on-base plus slugging is a 1.830. He had 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, 7 runs, 10 hits, 7 walks. His on-base percentage was a .630, and his slugging was a 1.200.
I obviously have the same. So, I mean, he's just been completely on fire. Hopefully this continues. You know, his numbers, you look at them now, they're like, all right, April, you've kind of, you've made up for it. In a sense, like now you're catching up to it. So that's always great to see.
I gotta say something though before we go on to the King of the Hill.
Yeah.
People need to chill out. I know it's the end of May now, well, the middle of May, but like people need to chill out. Okay, the older a player gets, the longer it takes for them to really get into their groove, right? And he's now one of the oldest position players on the team, right?
Yeah, I mean DJ's definitely got that title.
But he's in his he qualifies as mid-30s now, I think. Right?
32 is...
Oh, he's 32. Sorry, I thought he was 34 or 35.
No, 32.
Okay. All right, but still, the guy is 6'7". I don't know how much he weighs, but like it's way more than me, even though
he's like 280.
Even though he's in great shape.
Yeah.
But like it takes a while for that body to warm up. I'm not mad that, like April might have been a little slow for him. So I think people just need to calm down. He's going to hit. He's going to get in his groove. Let him get there.
Yeah, I think people were just a little bit impatient there because judges usually, historically, will come out right out the box, just going. But he got a slow start. I mean, hey, listen, Mark Teixeira had his entire career. April was horrendous.
Entire career.
So it is what it is. I mean, the guy is just too damn good to be held down that long. So
yeah,
he's having an incredible month of May.
Yep.
So again, as you assumed, much ado about nothing. It's just, he's swinging well now. So, all right. So that brings us to the King of the Hill, pitcher of the week.
Which you pointed out, the Yankees used that phrase the other day, and I just want to say, hey, Yankees, if you want to borrow from the things that we make up for our podcast, maybe you should invite us to join the dynasty. I don't know. We come up with a lot of things that they end up using. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna just guess talking Yanks beat us to the punch.
I don't know. Just because they were. Oh, you mean as yeah, of course, as podcasters. But do they have any women on their team talking Yanks?
No, they don't.
So there you
Not
go.
that I'm aware. So there you go. We beat them to the punch on that one.
Who do you have?
This is a tough one because
it is a tough one. It could technically be Kings of the Hill.
All right. I'm going to go Carlos Rodon.
Okay.
That's who I was going to originally go with. And Luis Gil, his performance, mainly because he's had 2 starts in the games that we covered. That was my tiebreaker there. Mm-hmm. So, but over his last 2 starts, 12 innings, 10 hits, 3 earned runs, only 2 walks, and 12 strikeouts over his last 2, picking up both wins and nos. So nice to see him rebounding there. And I'm assuming I know who you want with him.
Well, so as we were talking through everything, I did pick one person, but I was like, it could literally be Kings. It could just be the whole starting lineup. So I'm just going to say shout out to the whole starting lineup of pitchers. But I did pick Luis Gil.
Okay. That was my other choice. I mean, when you have 14 strikeouts and break a record, I mean, that's
pretty awesome.
All right. And then that brings us to our Yankees Mariners at Yankees preview. So the Yanks are welcoming the Mariners in for 4 games over the next few days. So did they release their... They
did.
Okay, nice. We actually have pitching matchups.
I got all 4.
Nice.
So I just want to say, whenever they play the Mariners, it makes me think of Yankees Mariners in the 90s, and it makes me think of when Tino and A-Rod and I had his name in my head before. What was that guy's name?
Jeff Nelson?
Nope. The Edgar Martinez.
Okay.
Like when they were all there. So I don't know. I just had like a little bit of nostalgia when I was looking up the pitching probables. Even though I'm really happy Tino became a Yankee because he's one of my favorites.
Mine too.
So, all right. Tomorrow they're playing, and Logan Gilbert's going to be starting for the Mariners. He's a righty with a 3-2 record, 3.07 ERA, and 61 strikeouts on the season. He'll be up against Marcus Stroman, also a righty, 3-2 record, 3.33 ERA, and 42 strikeouts. On Tuesday, the 21st, Brian Wu will be starting for the Mariners. He's a righty, 1-0 record, a 0.93 ERA, and 8 strikeouts on the season. And he'll be up against Clark Schmidt, righty pitcher, 5-1 record, 2.49 ERA, and 55 strikeouts. On Wednesday, the 22nd, Bryce Miller will be starting for the Mariners. He's a righty. He has a 3-4 record, 3.08 ERA, and 52 strikeouts for the season, versus one of my favorites, Nasty Nestor Cortez, a lefty pitcher, 2-4 record, 3.56 ERA, and 57 strikeouts. And then on Thursday, the 23rd, Luis Castillo will play for the Mariners. He's a righty, 4.5 4-5 record, 3.28 ERA, and 66 strikeouts. And he'll be up against my king of the hill for the week, Luis Gil. He's a righty, 5-1 record, 2.39 ERA, and 62 strikeouts on the season.
That should be a hell of a pitching matchup on Thursday between Castillo and Hill. So that should be really, really fun to watch. Any random 12:35 start time for that one?
Oh, I don't remember.
It is. It is. I will be there for Thursday. Not the 105 traditional matinee start at the stadium. So I'm not sure what the 12:35 is about. But it had some really random. Is
it possible that the Rangers would have a game? Is that why?
No, actually, because the Rangers start the Eastern Conference Final on Wednesday. They play Wednesday and Friday and Sunday. So I don't know. Maybe it's a getaway day for the Mariners, I guess.
Yeah, I was just going to say who's playing next.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's also it's getaway day for the Yankees because they head west.
They're going to Padres.
Yeah, so maybe that's what it's.
Maybe that's why. Yeah.
Both teams we gotta head out of here, so be it. All right, so that's a prick.
Yeah, we didn't play around this one.
No, I was like quick and easy. I said quick show. Holy shit! Wow, just astonishing. But wait, we actually had 6 games to talk about. We've been doing like 8.
We have.
We had a lot of games, so it just feels like we kind of got into a rhythm where we had to keep it moving. So. Because that's what it is. But that does do it for us this week. Thanks for joining us as always. If you joined us on Facebook, be sure to check out the Empire 161 Show Facebook group as we share lineups and highlights and other cool stuff on there. So you can check us out there. Check out Pop Culture Pros, because that's what we are presented by, popculturepros.com. YouTube, subscribe to Pop Culture Pros. On X, you should follow Pop Culture Pros and follow us also at Empire 161 Show. And on Instagram at the _Empire_161_ Show. So check us out there. Lisa runs that account, so there's a lot of fun stuff going on there. I do not have Instagram because I've drawn the line of social media, so I would have to get rid of one to do another. I just don't want to keep up the 2 names. So check us out on all of those places. We will be back next week talking about this week in Yankees baseball, so Mariners and some Padres series as well.
And I have a teaser for folks.
Okay.
It's possible, depending on our schedules, that either next week or the week after, Ed and I are going to be doing a TV show review.
Yes. I forgot the name at the moment.
Leave it hanging.
Yes.
If they want to know, they have to come watch.
There's something on Peacock that's regarding the Yankees. Peacock. So it's not games anymore. So, all right. See you next week. Peace. Let's go Yankees.
Everybody.